This is episode number 41 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. We've been on a dead run the last few weeks. You were in Grand Prairie. We
Both are in Grand Prairie.
Left there on Tuesday, and then
got home on a Monday.
Monday night after we set up in Rocky, and then I made a little trip over to a little place called Halifax on the other side of the country, and then made her back to Grand Prairie. Then we came home. Back through Drayton Valley, and now where are we now? Calgary, and then we got to go
ready for High River.
I got to go back to Calgary in the morning. I go to the Stampede grounds, and then I got to go to Rocky in the afternoon, and then you're gonna come up on Friday, and I'm gonna go to Moose Jaw, and I go to Winnipeg. Then on June 11th, I'm gonna take a little break and not do anything for a while. It's gonna be glorious.
It'll be nice to have a couple weeks to kind of recharge before we get real busy again.
So by the time this show comes out on the 19th of June, we're back in business. We got High River on the weekend. Then we go to, then we're Cowboy Christmas, man. It's time. But I'm going to go check out Ponoka, check out they got a new sound gear there. They're saying they got a big ass screen, like humongous. Like it's like 100 and some panels. It's like 40 feet big or 40 feet long or something.
Nice. Yeah.
Then we go to Airdrie. Then we're been to Calgary, Ranchman's. It's going to be a good time.
13 days of Calgary rodeoing.
Yeah, well, pretty much like more than that because we started in Airdrie earlier than that, or Clooney, too. So,
but like I'm in Calgary.
In Calgary, yes,
13 days straight in Calgary. It's gonna be a wild one.
Of course, it's gonna be a dandy.
Lots going on.
It's gonna be a dandy.
It's nice to have that buffer zone between the three, because that's like 3 weeks straight of balls to the wall, just giving her.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's really,
and then we're still really busy after that. Even it's pretty crazy how it's all coming up on us here pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and this is the worst one, I think. Like the craziest part is what we're in right now.
Yeah, travel wise. Yeah, I think it was
events in a row.
Logistically, it was tough too.
Yeah, a lot of messing around. But this show we're recording right now is actually we recorded this podcast with Brinson James Harris, the entertainer. Yeah, we did this one like quite a while ago now.
Would have been after Lethbridge PBR.
Was it like back in March?
Yeah, old interview.
So we interviewed him, and we knew we were going to need one for a time when we got really busy, so we saved it, and here it is now. We're going to play it this after, we're going to show this, I don't know what the hell you call it.
Play it for you.
We're going to play it for you. It's an old
recording. We already pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-recorded. Going to play it for you. Everything that we play for you is pre-recorded, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be done. We don't do any shows live, so we haven't yet.
Because we're not.
Haven't yet.
Because we're a podcast. We're not on the radio.
Well, but we could have a live podcast, or we could do like a live podcast to the internet somewhere. Like we could do it on Spreaker or something. They would do it live. We could do it live. What is my point is, but we don't. So that was really hard, but I'm exhausted right now. And so Brinson, he is, Brinson and I've worked together since, I want to say like on the music since 2014, I think was probably the first time we got to work together. But he and I have kind of like, grown together in the sport, doing different events. And he's from Florida, works a lot in Canada.
Great guy.
Yeah. And is a great entertainer. And he's grown and built his repertoire over the past few years. And his father was the entertainer at the PBR World Finals in, like, I want to say 1997 or 1999, somewhere in there.
One of the first few years of the PBR.
Yeah, exactly. And it was actually before Flint. So Flint ended up being the guy that...
Because Flint was initially a rodeo guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Flint was the entertainer of the year for...
Yeah.
So I think I want to say 7, 8, 9 times or something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Quite a few times.
Just fact check that one. But
yeah,
I know it.
So, but what I have a question for you right now is... What do you think makes a great entertainer in our business?
Somebody who's not too scripted.
Yep.
And who can, like, Brinson's a good example of it. Just like be off the cuff and like not like and interact with the crowd. Yeah. Instead of just like pumping out a joke that you've memorized 100 times.
Yeah.
If you can just go in the crowd and like kind of make something funny out of that, or
yeah.
And I mean, there's a time and a place for your like scripted stuff or your acts that you've practiced and stuff. But I mean, the way Brinson does it, even a guy like Flint, like you just go and you can interact with the people or with the announcers and just be off the cuff funny. Yeah, and it's more genuine that way to me.
I agree. I
think being genuine is a big part of it.
Well, and being genuine, and I think what part of what makes Flint so great is the situational comedy that he
That's what I'm getting at.
performs
Yeah.
or he, includes. I'm not sure what the wording is there, but
Mhm.
but if there's something funny that happens,
Well, he can just read and react to the situation and make it into something funny. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool how guys like that. That makes a true entertainer
I agree.
a good quality.
Well, he's kind of more like a comedian than he is a guy
Yeah.
that tells jokes, right?
Yeah, and that's just it. And that's to me that's the difference between a good one and a bad one. And
Yeah.
we see a lot of the ones where it's not
Not
that
that
way.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can just tell because it's you can just feel that it's not genuine and
Yeah.
it's kind of been pre-rehearsed, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
And as a fan, I want to have that genuine like kind of experience where
Well,
yeah.
So here's our interview with the one and only Brinson James. He's worked the PBR Canadian finals at least 5 times. I don't have the stats. I don't really know, but he's done a lot of events.
Sound like Ricky.
He's made a lot of people laugh. Yeah, what was it? What was his joke? He was.
It wasn't a joke. He just kept calling him.
Brett
Brett was a 5-time announcer of the year, and he's
but he's
like
actually
8 or 9.
8-time.
Yeah,
Yeah, 8-time.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
So Brinson, he's done a lot of stuff. Great guy.
We don't know how many times he's worked the finals.
We don't know how many times he's worked the finals. We don't know how many events he's worked. We don't. He comes from a weird state called Florida.
They don't teach math. He drinks his coffee black in the morning. He punches and bunches. The king of sting, Brinson James Harris.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
How is it, man?
Thanks for getting me fucked up last night. Sorry, that's how it should start.
Huge Sunday fun day with the boys.
Yeah, that was
That went
that
off.
was one of epic proportions almost.
That
Like,
went
it
off the
was-
rails fast.
Well, what point of the day did it go awry? Like we were just pretty.
As
good.
soon as-
I know exactly when it
when
went
I roll
wrong.
up to the rec room and you guys give me a shot of tequila.
Yes. No.
we disguised
okay.
it as a Smirnoff Ice.
Yes. No. Well, first off,
we asked for
who's
an ice
whose was the idea that made it the tequila?
I did.
You-
I said
I don't know what's with you and tequila, man, but you can stop it.
It's pretty good, though.
But I
You
thought
gotta
the
like-
most funny part because they didn't have ice, but we still wanted to ice you, but we didn't want it to phase us that they didn't have ice, so we brought the picture up on the phone
Yeah.
and left it right in front of the shot.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on because I walked up to the table and you guys are just all dying laughing. I'm like, what are these idiots up
Well,
to?
but it's because we prepared like 15 minutes of like.
It took a while.
This needs to be sitting here. No. Are you give us a head nod when he's coming around the corner? Is this Wacey? No. Nope. It
yeah,
was.
and we had to order it so it was there in time for when you got there.
Yeah, because it takes
why I called you.
20 minutes to get a drink at
Yeah.
the rec room.
It took a while.
Yeah, because it was a field day.
Okay, Brinson, you're the official entertainer for PBR Canada. You now have employment at the Calgary Stampede. You kind of
all
All
10
10 days.
keep climbing up the ladder.
Did you sign the contract yet? Is it
I
official?
did. It is
That's sweet, man.
official.
Congratulations.
I actually sent it back to him just before I flew up here, and
Right
yeah,
on.
it was killer. I'm definitely gonna have to be a permanent resident here at
HQ?
at HQ.
You're always
for-
I
welcome.
thought you said they were getting you a hotel, or is that for the PBR?
No, I asked him for the hotel, but they said they couldn't swing that this year
For the Stampede?
for the Stampede.
So you're at HQ
Mhm.
for the
That's
whole
cool.
10 days. That's going to be sweet.
Well, I'm
huge
probably maybe gonna like mom and dad definitely want to come in, so
Yeah.
I think we're gonna maybe have to go get a hotel and something like that for the last of it for the last couple days because I missed the last Sunday.
Make sure you book it early though. If you're gonna do it, like don't
book it
wait.
now.
Yeah,
Book
book
a
it
room
now.
now.
Just because they're gonna
It
there'll
fills
be
up.
no hotels and they'll be expensive if you wait. Anyways,
Expensive AF.
where
Yeah,
I was
okay.
going with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Talk about your path for like where you started, like how you got your start,
Definitely.
and to where you're at now, like how that transition. Like I guess we've all known each other for
Quite a while
A
now.
yeah.
long
I
time.
met you like
Yeah, I
years
think-
ago when we were CCA rodeoing and like,
Yeah, when my Canadian career started.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like,
So
for all of it, I was definitely. met
so
both
just
of you.
talk about that and how it got you to where you are today.
Yeah, well, first off, my dad, a long-time rodeo clown, been almost like 35 years, been in the business, and I've been with him. Started when I was 2 with him, and then traveled all over the U.S. We actually lived in a traveling trailer and went from rodeo to rodeo. Didn't have a permanent home, and that's all we did was rodeo and fish and travel and see cool things. And so now that I'm, got my truck, got my trailer, and it's kind of my time to do it. I've been traveling, quite a bit. Every summer for the past 4 years, I've been driving up to Ontario and Quebec with my truck and trailer, and it's been killer. It's been kind of following in my dad's footsteps and really kind of putting it into play. And when I got to Canada, that's just there's not really that many clowns up here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's really kind of making my career boom up here is because I can be on both sides of the country. You can go London, Ontario, Toronto, Halifax, and then they still need the entertainment over here in the West Coast too. So but the change it up a little bit with turning my my name into the hype man. That's what the Calgary has done, and it's really opened up my eyes for it's a totally different type of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you think of it as a hype man, become a little more energetic, no more microphone, a little more cheerleader type. It really has a
kind of what you do in St. Tite too.
right. It's a totally different way, and it's really opened up my eyes of that's how a good way of the newer style of keeping.
It's a good way to engage people.
Right. And out there in St. Tite, it's all French, 100%. Like I was just talking about it yesterday, how the production meeting is all French. I literally wait to hear my name, and I'll perk up, and then they'll say my part in English, and then they'll go back to French and do the rest of the show. And but there's crowds out there are kind of like Lethbridge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are just young. They're high energy. They're love any type of entertainment, anything that's action sports or anything that's like that. And so no microphone working over there has the hype man, and then bring it over here to Calgary. I think they might want to try me with a microphone a little bit, but I feel like no microphone is it kind of better for me because I'm kind of afraid of the microphone still a little bit. I haven't been on it for that long. I first started coming to Canada when I was 18. And that's when I really started to have to working on the microphone. I've always been my dad's helper. He had the microphone. I was his sidekick. And the reason why I came to Canada was because actually they wanted to hire my dad and I to work all those Canadian shows in, I think it was 2014. And my dad just had a really bad accident at a show in Boston, Massachusetts, broke his ankle really bad, and he couldn't work. So Richard Jones, which is the guy who was in charge of it at that time, he said, "Yeah, well, we'll try Brinson." And I was Boogerhead at the time, and I did 2 shows as Boogerhead, and they said we got to get rid of that. It's way too rodeo. So we went from Boogerhead to Boogie James. Remember that? We went to Boogie James a couple times.
I don't know if I was even there.
That's so
Were
funny.
you in Winnipeg in 2014 in like April with like Casey Duggan? I don't think you were at that one. Like
No.
I think this was more like 2010 for some reason. But
You wouldn't have been
Or 13.
we in like 12
13?
or 13.
12 might have been the one too, because there was
Yeah.
a couple shows that year too.
12 was when I first met you at Kindersley.
Yeah. Well, then so that's what it was. Is I came up and did those like 8 or something like that when I was 18, still in high school, and couldn't drink at some places, and definitely couldn't drink back home. And then y'all taught me how to drink up here.
Basically, hey, we've probably taught you a lot of stuff up here.
Oh, way more than I wanted to learn. But
Oh,
no,
we have fun.
But no, then so seeing being at the PBRs, and then being able to like get my name out here in Canada, that's when I started working some rodeos. Something
'Cause you work here more than you work anywhere, really.
I will have over 20 trips, 21 trips to Canada this year.
Wow.
and you probably work 40 weeks a year.
Yeah, well,
I don't work 50 quite.
I have
You work
6 weekends available this year.
from
all
like
year.
January 1st to Christmas.
Yes.
So you work 46 weeks a year and 21
Well,
in Canada.
December, I try to. It's hard to.
There's not much going on in
Yeah,
December.
I'm gonna be out there in Vegas for the bullfighters only.
Yeah.
So I'll be out there for that this year, and that's what I mean, it's the first time that I've actually went to Vegas and had a job.
Yeah.
Because
That's fair.
it's
know what
it's
you
hard.
mean.
It's hard to go to Vegas without a job, and
Yeah.
so going to Vegas this year was killer. Working for the BFO, it was badass. I mean, I'm already a super fan of those the videos and everything like that, and then being able to be a part of it and just right there and the wrecks and the things that those dude. I mean,
it's
the
rank.
18-year-old that front flips a bull, and
That's
he's
so
impressive.
cool.
and he's but the best part about it is this dude is like a redneck fence builder from Texas that's backwoods country,
Yeah.
and just can land it every time.
It's really badass what they're doing too, because they're like getting like a whole different crowd of people that come to watch
They do a good job to like that. They cater to a not your conventional
Well,
rodeo or like Western sports fan.
One thing I was talking with Jacob Ucci about was the branding of it. So one thing they're doing totally different is like there's no fucking hay bales in the advertising. There's no like Like, why does fucking rodeo
No
have
country
to be,
music. No
right?
country music.
Why does it have to be fucking like Barnwood and fucking hay bales? Like, we don't have to be that way. We can do
No.
whatever the fuck we want.
And that's how you appeal to that new generation
Well,
of fan. And I think that's
yeah.
why like someone like you too, why you can relate so well to the newer style rodeo fan. You're a young guy. You're up.
Definitely.
You're current with everything, and you can. I don't know. Sorry.
No, and that there too is the first place that they ever made me work with no makeup. You know what I mean?
Really?
They said, and I never thought I would work without makeup.
Yeah.
Because a couple people had asked, and there is a difference. I found a difference. There is a reaction from a crowd is different when you have makeup on and we don't have makeup on. Because if I'm just out there with no makeup on, I'm just a guy, just the douchebag showing off that you can dance a whole bunch.
But you got a ball cap on there too, and it's like a little bit of a different feel.
Well, I got white pants and stuff like that. I want to show that I'm not just some guy out of the crowd that has a microphone.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still.
They saved that job for Rumford.
Yeah.
Big Blue.
Big Blue. Man, yeah, no. So and to go to Vegas and have NFR clown, he was actually the clown of the year, come up to me and say, "Hey, I would like to do something with you."
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And then another great friend of Matt Merritt did the exact same thing. So I mean that was incredible for me.
And I talked to Rumford about that after, and he didn't want it publicized at all. But I wanted to like talk about how you guys work together and like just how cool of a moment it was, because I didn't even really realize it was him, and I was just sitting in the stands, like, because I don't really know him that well.
Right. Me
But,
neither. That was actually the first time I've ever met him.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it was just, I thought it was just the coolest thing.
What'd you guys do? I don't even know.
Well, so what happened was there was a kind of a dance contest kind of a thing.
I went out there and I had a big old cooler and I was going to give it away to somebody who is the hype man. I told him that I'm the hype man and I'm looking for somebody that is the
unofficial hype man.
Unofficial hype man, right?
Yeah.
And so kick or something.
Yeah, and so he had him planted in the crowd. Well, first thing he does is he's got a crown in his hand or something like that. He starts to screaming, gets down there by the fence, takes his shirt off.
Yeah.
This fat dude has bigger titties than you've ever seen.
That's awesome.
And he takes his shirt off. Well, then
you going nuts, like takes his shirt off and like whipping it around, like
all of a
Chris
sudden
Farley
a
style.
fatty right next to him, another dude takes his shirt off. Two fat dudes with their shirts off right here.
Next thing you know, everybody starts taking their shirts off. It gets weird.
It got weird. No. So what it was is I said, you know what, everybody? Well, I could give him the cooler now, but I kind of want to see more.
And not like just seeing him like naked.
Yeah,
but,
like more.
Well, I mean,
see more moves.
That was the endo. You could take it wherever you wanted. You know what I mean?
It's open for
that was the comedy
interpretation.
But yeah, so we brought him out there, and then we did his act. He does an act that he takes people out of the audience and does like a
cheerleading skills competition.
A competition with him.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I did his role and brought him out of the crowd. Well, he can jump like amazingly high. This dude, for a fat guy, he can jump. I mean, so he jumps up, touches his toes, jumps up.
Like straight leg touches his toes.
Yeah, like out front touches his toes, then jumps up and does the split and touches toes. And these are all things that I'm doing first, then he has to do. And then the sell was, all right, I think a big boy has to
huck a bat flip.
Or a backhand spring or a backflip. He has to go upside down. And this sucker does.
No way.
And he's like flat-footed.
How heavy is he, you think?
Probably 300 pounds. Like,
I've seen a few of his like stuff on Facebook.
And full-on backhand spring.
Like just right off the ground. Like just, and it was like, and the crowd went fucking bonkers too.
That was insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Nuts.
And like, because I didn't even really realize it was him till he got out there and he was doing all the moves and everything. But it was like, it was still really
just
cool.
for anybody who doesn't know, like they would just think he's any other guy.
Just
in
a
the crowd.
guy.
That's so awesome.
And so the lighting there is. It's all that intelligent lighting up in the top, so as you can kind of, it's not just like bright in the arena, so you couldn't really see exactly who he was and everything like that. So it worked perfect.
That's awesome.
You know, I mean, and I can't wait we're definitely going to try to do it again. And we brought him back a couple days later, and we did another thing that it was just like, all right, we're going to go out in there, and you mimic me for half the song, I mimic you for half the song, like dance moves. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be a dance group. And so it was me, literally, when we stood together out there, we looked like the number 10. Because he was so big and I was so skinny.
Yeah.
That and then that's all we did. Like he would run around and we did like a kind of a ballet dance, and then we changed the songs. Then I would start doing dance and he would mimic what I did.
Oh, and then the fucking finale was like Blades of Glory, where Brinson like ran up and then
Iron Lotus.
And then yes. But then Rumford picked him up with like one hand, and Brinson was just like this like he was like flying on his hand.
Like Dirty Dancing.
It was
so
freaking awesome.
Just
It
holding
was a
up
Dirty Dancing song even too.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
That's so good.
and like
I
for us
that.
to find stuff hilarious, like it's got to be kind of special.
That's the
'Cause
thing. Like
we've seen it all,
everything.
right?
Yeah. That's
And then
just
some
it.
guys have their fucking list of jokes that they go through, but it's like it's just not.
That's
exciting.
that's like what separates guys like that or
Or a
Flint
guy
or
like-
you.
yeah.
Like it's you
Matt,
don't
like, you guys
don't,
doing different
You don't
stuff.
just tell the same jokes or do the same acts. Like you go off what your situation, right? You do like situational comedy. I guess you could
Yeah,
call it,
well,
right?
we always have our backups, our stuff that we go to and stuff like that. But there's nothing funnier than the fat guy dancing, or like the thing at Lethbridge when we did our seat upgrade.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
you had the guy dancing down the stairs. Yeah.
Yeah,
It just happened.
Yeah, it
and
was
I just
well,
happened to play something that worked, and I was kind of like, oh shit, I got to play something
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
It
and
was absolutely
he
perfect.
Freaking loved it. Yeah.
it was, and this dude literally was probably 300 pounds with a bad knee. Could
Oh
barely
yeah,
walk.
I remember. I put it because I did the Instagram story and I had
Yeah.
a video of it. and you could just
'Cause
see
you
him like
didn't-
laboring.
Yeah, he didn't want to even get up, and then you're like, yeah, but you get to go to the shark cage. He's like, oh fuck, I'm into that.
Hell yeah.
So he got up and started dancing. It was
It was
freaking sweet.
him and like 8 girls. I think
Yeah,
they're
like-
all
yeah.
of his like maybe daughter and niece and stuff like
That
that.
that stuff like that's cool because if you get the crowd engaged and get them like laughing and like have them involved in your stuff, like
Yeah.
that's the way to get people to like remember it or laugh. Like I laugh more about that stuff than
How
Well,
you
it-
like I said, like
feel.
walking around.
Because you know what you're going to when you're going to the PBR. You're going to see bull riding. You're going to see a wreck. You're going to see the bulls buck, and you're going to see all that.
Yeah.
But then those things that you don't see coming. Like I've always wanted to set up a marriage proposal that went wrong.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I've always wanted to do that.
I'll do it.
Oh man,
I'll do it in Calgary.
what would that look like?
You know what I mean? But it would have to be like
You'd have to get so that you'd have like say it was me. You have to get me to propose to the chick. She has to say no and then just leave the building.
right, exactly. She you have to be she would you would have to get an actor because she would have to be crying, embarrassed, and leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have to be legit. But that stuff right there, you will never forget.
No.
I would remember if I ever saw somebody like because we've done marriage proposals on top of the shark cage before.
Yeah, where we know it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, well,
Well, we think we don't actually know.
you don't
though,
know,
do we?
but
Yeah.
but if we
You
did
could do that. You could do that on the shark cage and have the girl just like leave. Like just
right, no,
fuck
no,
off.
she literally would, freak out, hop down, and run.
Yeah.
and then you would just have to
Just look devastated.
you just get down off the shark cage and just walk
And
off.
you know what?
And then we would have to come back like we would have to
Yeah.
not like it's a part of the show. Tell barely minimal people.
Yeah.
I
and
had-
and then everybody's just kind of like sitting there, just like, what the fuck just happened?
Exactly.
and I've
How do
been
we come back from that? Like, what is Brett like? What do you guys say? We're just like,
Exactly how we came back from the streaker.
yeah.
Okay,
well,
I mean
guess,
we can come back from anything.
Yeah.
Holy.
I mean, like, and I've been through enough relationship trauma that I can handle this role.
You know what I mean? Well, and then there's also like
Typical Saturday for Wacey.
Yeah, exactly. Typically,
I'm a marriage proposal. Yeah. Always.
Oh man.
But then like also like I wanted to do the kiss cam that the guy don't want to play along, and he's on his phone, and the girl, hey, we're on this camera. He's on his phone. Hey, we're on the
buddy
camera.
beside.
And he kissed the
Yeah.
buddy beside him. You know what I mean? And you can
Or
set
you
up,
go in there. You can
yeah,
just go.
or
jump
yeah,
in there.
but you set up those things that, holy shit, did that just happen?
Yeah, that's a good idea because like people will remember that stuff and like that sticks out like the streaker.
Exactly.
Like that's people. It's a really big talking point for people.
Mhm.
Dang.
I think
like it.
I think we should maybe try to do it.
Brinson, we
I'm
got to
in.
talk more about you though. But this is a lot of great stuff here. But we want people to know more about you.
I have a question that'll give you something to go off
Excuse me.
of. Excuse me, I have a question for you. So like you obviously it's kind of like when you're rodeoing or riding bulls, like you learn from different people along the way and you kind of build your own style. Who have been like your major influencers throughout your career up to this point? Obviously your dad's one
Yeah,
of
no,
them.
dad is, of course, everything goes off of him. But I've tried to really expand, and take in info from other people. And I think, that's probably listening to, Brett Gardner is probably one of my favorite persons ever
Mhm.
because he just wants you to do better for
Mhm.
yourself, and he always has great things to say and great ideas, and he always can, even if it's not really right, he leads you in the right way.
Yep.
And Peter, who runs our production of
Peter
the PBR,
Gerard.
Yeah.
he has been, I mean, it feels like he's a super fan of mine
Yeah.
because he wants me to try anything I can, feels like anything I do works, and that's just kind of like in the bull riding aspect. Confidence is key.
Mhm.
Comedy's kind of the same way. If you're not 100% on it. Like the thing that I tried this past weekend was the very first time I ever did that act.
With the ladder on.
And with the hoots too.
Yeah, with the
On Friday. You
the
missed
blame
that.
it on the-
I was
the blame it on the boogie dance act. Yeah, that was something that I've seen online, kind of, and I wanted to kind of twerk it a little bit and
Put your own spin on it.
my own spin on it, and try to bring it to a live show like that. And it was, I've never done it before. And those things that you've never done before, you're nervous as heck from doing it.
Yeah.
And right before I left home, my dad says, "Ooh, I don't think that's gonna work."
Oh, thanks,
So
Dad.
exactly what you wanna hear.
So Dad definitely didn't help out, but I can't not try new things.
That's the only way you're
yeah.
gonna keep growing, right?
That's I mean, you get stale pretty easy.
yeah.
And so trying new things is my biggest thing that I have to do
That's how you stay relevant.
I'm
It's kind of like the music on Friday too.
100%.
Brinson had a bunch of new sing-alongs, and I didn't get to add them before we got there. And then I was like, "Fuck, I don't really have the time to do this right now." But I was like, "Okay, give me like the best one." It was like a really cool tune, Four Non Blondes.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. I said, hey.
What's going on?
Okay, we're back.
So it was a nice
It's beautiful.
addition, and
Match
and it,
pitch.
I have a question for you. Another one. Have you ever had one of those things go wrong?
Oh, yeah.
And it's went bad.
biggest fail.
And you
What
have,
happened?
you have to what do you do to like come back from that situation?
We had
So-
one. Where was it? I remember.
Well, no,
ahead,
I did one that was a rodeo in South Florida. It was me and my dad. We wanted to try a drumming dance act. And what we did is we were both drummers. I had a set of drums growing up when I was little, and we lived in a single wide trailer finally when we did get a house. And you could hear it 3 doors down, but my parents let me have the drum set. But we took apart the drum set, and we had 2 clown barrels at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's barrel and my barrel. Well, we took both the clown barrels down there, and we put the drums in the barrel. So we would roll the barrel out there to the middle of the arena and prop them together. Then we had kind of a little drum set up in the barrel. Boom, 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 boom. Well, then we had like a Pitbull song going or something like that. And then we would switch off. I would hit the cowbell on the bottom of the bull rope. And there's no comedy in it.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was awesome because we're banging on drums and then it's our physical comedy. We're going to dance along and stuff like that. Well, we get out there and a minute into the song, I'm the first one dinging on the bell, and I'm out there.
You had a fever.
Yeah, I had only prescription.
More cowbell.
Well, and I was just cowbelling it up, and then for like 30, 45 seconds, and then it was our time to switch, and I went to the drums, and Dad went to the cowbell, and Dad says, "This isn't working," and left. Literally just left me playing the drums in the middle of the arena, and I'm like, bum 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 ta-da!
Hey!
And then the announcer, there's no sell point. There's it's like, and then you get out of the arena and you look at each other. That didn't work.
Yeah.
So of course, and that happens. Of course it happens a lot.
That'd be just part of the game, though, too. Like,
yeah, but the biggest things that I hate that are in the show is not really when those things don't work. It's whenever I hinder the show. I feel like I hinder the show when I'm talking right before the bull bucks, or the announcer. It's Tanner Byrne, and then I'm going to see this guy dance. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Those things. We have a show and we have a flow, and that's that's the only parts that I can go out of the arena and go, shoot, I messed up on that one, and I'll have usually one time every show I have a darn it, my bad.
Yeah.
And
and you're like I'm sure the same as me. Like you're your own biggest critic. So like something small. It might not seem small to anybody else, but to you, that's like
Yeah. I only get a certain amount of time to work in the arena. Somebody told me back in the day it was Tommy Joe Lucia, who is pretty much one of the guys who also took the PBR to where it is today. He says, when you turn your microphone on, be funny. And so that means not just coming on to say, "Hey, everybody, how you doing?" And so that would really, always kept in my mind too, is you definitely have to be funny because that's what you're paid to do is entertain and be funny.
So you've worked like the highest level of PBR in Canada. You got the Calgary Stampede. What is next on your list of like where do you want to? What's next for Brinson James?
Yeah, and I hear people ask, what's your goals and that kind of stuff like that, and I don't know. I'm the type of person that never really sets goals. I don't know if you can really do that, but I'm just such of a laid back hippie that just goes with the flow. I've yet to call a rodeo company to ask for work. I'm just kind of like whatever comes my way is my way, and blessed for all of it. Of course, the Calgary Stampede is the biggest rodeo in the whole world, and I had 10 days of it, so it's not more you could shoot for. But I'm gonna, I would really want to work all the big rodeos that my dad's done. I want to work the PBR finals. I want to sit my buckle next to his buckle, and so that would probably be one of the probably the main goals now is the PBR finals.
Nice.
And no aspirations on the rodeo side of things, probably. Hey,
well,
Not really?
the only reason I would go PRCA is for the money, because PBRs are awesome. I absolutely love them. They're 1 days in and out. You're partying, you're having a great time, you're with your friends, but it's one night when you could go to a PRCA rodeo that is 5 nights, and that paycheck is way different than the paycheck that you can get from a one night show. So, once maybe I progress and have a house and a family, and I gotta, actually be an adult.
But then, do you even really want to do that? Like, what about if you just go and you're so good that they pay you the same that you'd make at a 4-day rodeo for one night?
Yeah, no, there's a lot more work at a rodeo for a clown.
That's true. Yeah.
There's a lot. So a
lot of them are just so boring. Like some of them.
But there's not much value added sometimes. Like with some of the guys, like the rodeos, like they're to me they're. I guess it's hard. It's easy for me to sit here and say because we've seen so much of it, like big rodeoing and being around it, but like. I don't know. To me, it doesn't like. There's some value added into the show with it, but
it's just and it's my niche too. I like the music that's at the PBR. I like the vibe. That's
well,
at the I like the energy.
You fit right into that.
And
yeah.
We can get away with a lot more at the bull ridings.
Exactly. Well, and I went to the Ponoka Stampede, and don't get me wrong, that is incredible.
Great rodeo.
Incredible.
It's kind of boring though.
It was the most boring I've ever been in my whole life.
Yeah.
And I worked the PBR there on the Thursday. And it was Saturday night they wanted me to come back because I think it was Crash at a wedding or something that he had to go to.
Yeah.
And I came back and worked the Saturday and literally was the most out of place I've ever felt in my whole life.
Really?
It was such a
long.
You're distant. You're so far from the crowd.
I was away from the people. They wanted me on my microphone, on some jokes and stuff like that. There was no music at all. They only played music during the ride. During the rides.
They still don't only do that.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
it's a boring rodeo.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, like there's probably people from Ponoka listening, but I don't care. Like, you guys, like, it's a kind of a boring show. No offense to anything, but like that's not very entertaining.
You got to get with the times.
It's cool, like the opening's cool with the horses and everything like that, and the showdown rounds. The format's cool,
and it's the history,
like,
and it is.
Yeah, but how long are people gonna keep going there? Like, if it's not that entertaining. Like,
well, there's people are just going to start coming for your other stuff, like the concerts,
right?
and they're not going to come watch your rodeo.
Like, it's got to be an entertaining product. They've got to really. I think they have to step it up.
It's even even rodeo as a whole though is at that point too. Like
a lot of places, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like a lot of.
But and that's why we're going more places, right? Like, there's a lot of more people calling. Like, they want to improve the show, so it's kind of. It is going the right way at least.
Well, and so that's what the rodeos. Why would you go? I'm all about going to where you're happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and of course, money's money. But if I'm not going to be happy, like there actually, some people were talking to me about so why don't you go to Ponoka? It's a lot. It's right there, kind of around the time you're going to be in Canada. It's a lot of money.
They haven't called though, and we're at Ranchman's now. So
right, yeah,
you guys are going to kill it. You're going to have so much fun at Ranchman's.
It's going to be unreal.
So Ranchman's legitly is the one bull riding
you wanted to go to.
I was going to call the head honcho and ask, could I please, I would like to work your event, because that was the one that it was the best bull riding of all of Canada.
I love it.
It was the best PBR in all of Canada, and I'm a PBR Canadian clown. I wanted to be there, and the stars were aligned, and they made it right. Jason Davidson is running that sucker now. And
you guys are gonna kill! I can't wait.
It's gonna
be out of hand.
It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, no. They thought Ranches was the best.
Wait till
now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait to see you in that crowd because it's like
only sad part is that Brett's not gonna be there. That's the only sad part. But
I think we might have Luke though.
Yeah.
So like we love Brett, but if we gotta pick number 2,
Luke,
another guy.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be off the.
Yeah,
chain.
they do.
And now what
days?
HQ after that?
Oh, God.
It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. July
then-
2nd,
And then
3rd,
right
and
into the
4th.
Stampede.
And then
Stampede
Friday
starts
Friday
5th.
is Calgary Stampede.
Yeah.
Just-
So
are you going to be in the parade?
we basically got 2. We basically got 2 weeks of.
We need to start a petition to get Brinson in the parade.
Well, just probably.
What,
can't be in
do
if
it
he
fun.
wants to.
We all have jobs at the Stampede now.
We do, and we have radio
All
too.
10 days.
We have the
Right?
radio.
We're
broadcast,
working.
too.
We're a house of working doctors.
Oh dear. Okay, Brinson, we want to do a couple more things here. We're already at 30. Yeah, we're rolling here. So, a couple more things. We need your definition of cowboy shit, and then I want to ask about just like a crazy traveling story. Like you've got to work in so many different places between Canada, the States, and Australia, and
You've
wanna,
seen
like-
some shit.
yeah, you've seen some shit. I want to hear one of your crazy like travel stories of the craziest or like funnest party or like something wild like that,
Yeah.
and then cowboy shit.
Well, so we'll do the craziest party because
Oh, it's probably Vegas at Hakkasan.
no,
a couple years
no,
ago. That
no,
was pretty
no.
fun. too.
Hakkasan nightclub?
Hakkasan is crazy in Vegas, but
That was quite fun.
Quebec City
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Quebec
that one.
City.
Was that last year?
last year, Quebec City
At
PBR.
that bar that with the
Okay,
upstairs, like
give it to us from the top though.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm
Okay.
gonna start from the bottom.
now
Start
we're
from the bottom.
So you're gonna start at the end, then go back to the beginning to get back to the end. Is that what kind of story this
Something
is?
like this.
Started from the bottom. Now we here. Okay. Okay. So now what it is Quebec City PBR one night. We slay the show. It was awesome, and then we ask the closest person that's around that speaks English, "Where's the best dance floor?"
Dago Bar.
Dago Bar.
And this, you went on Saturday because I got all tore up there like the 2 Thursdays before the event, and then Friday I
Teddy
was
showed up
hung
a week
over
early.
as fuck.
Well, so we get there, and this place, when we walk in, it looks like 8 Mile rap scene. Like a whole bunch of people piled up next to the stage, and 2 black rappers, French rappers, going at each other.
Nice.
Damn.
And we're like,
I missed
this is not the place we
Wrong
need to
place.
be.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is the place. So we kind of get in there. It stinks. It is
Is
sweaty.
this the main floor? Then did you go upstairs? Or what
Yeah,
happened?
that's the bottom floor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the bottom floor, and it was just nasty. We're like, okay, we might need to go. Then somebody goes, no, let's try upstairs. All right, well, we go upstairs. And this the bar, the one downstairs was small. I mean, it was about as big as the house here. And then,
So you don't have a small house?
well, I mean, it's not as big as the upstairs.
How dare you insult Teddy in his own house?
So we go upstairs, and the upstairs is like 4 times size. The dance floor itself could fit probably 200 people on it.
That's awesome.
And it had 5 bars around the dance floor, hotties. I mean, straight. It was like Vegas because it was only like beautiful women there. French,
10s and 12s only, baby.
yeah. And then so we get on there.
We ain't deal with no 8s and 9s here tonight. It's 10s and 12s only. Sorry.
So we're partying it up. Then all of a sudden, big Junior Loring is partying on top of the on top of the tables.
Mhm.
You know you're having a good time with that big
Oh,
sucker's on
yeah,
top of the tables.
yeah.
Well, we're all in the middle of the dance floor, just beating the beat up, having a good time. And then they start shooting foam out of the ceiling.
Oh, baby.
I thought I was in heaven.
That's
okay?
awesome.
It blew everybody's minds. It was nuts.
And then they played.
I feel like
they
I'm
played
there right
Split
now.
by
This is a good.
Tiesto.
You're playing a good.
And the-
You're painting a good picture because I feel like I'm.
Well,
in it.
and that even gets better. They had all this intelligent lighting that was up there in the ceiling
Mhm.
on racks and chains that would come down. Different songs. Lights would come lower to the dance floor. These would come lower to the dance
Yeah,
floor.
it's crazy in
That's
there, man.
awesome.
It was.
I
it
was-
was nuts.
I went there with Curtis Lysician and Jason Davidson like a
What?
couple years before. Yeah, That's what I'm
same
saying,
bar?
on the Thursdays. Yeah, Curtis was the one
He
who told
played.
us
He
about that
played.
place.
And he played hockey.
He played
there.
hockey there, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we're going to Dago Bar." And he took a picture and sent it to his wife. He's like, "Hey, we're back." so we went there, and like we got pretty messed up on the tequila like earlier in the night.
Ted's a tequila fiend.
Well, tequila goes the other way, right? Instead of being like drunk and like I don't know, I get drunk and there's like a point where I get tired or something. But like tequila is like full
That's
on.
your
like,
upper. That's your
it's
upper.
it's an upper, right?
Yeah.
It's the only alcohol. It's not a depressant, as far as I know.
For you.
No, like for anyone.
For you.
It's science. So I went there with Jason and Curtis, and like at that one point, I was just out on the dance floor by myself, just like
Nice.
hanging out, like having a sweet.
You know,
time.
you're having a good time when you can hit the D floor by yourself.
By yourself,
with No,
no one
Well,
else.
I
you know,
was
there.
I was rocking khaki shorts and a Kramer shirt and my hat on backwards. I was just
fit right
living
in.
my
Yeah.
life to the fullest.
Living his best life.
Yeah. Here's Brinson James living his best life.
Oh man, yeah. So
that's
that's
awesome.
But I was so hungover. Like Josh Bursey was there with us the next year, and then Casey Albert with the PBR, and like, man,
I need to get
that was on
in on
Thursday.
this so I can come to these sweet parties.
We got
Come on.
both Thursday, like flying on Thursday, bull riding Friday, Saturday, flying Thursday because the one day got moved back, so I was a little early. I was like, I ain't gonna change it now.
No.
So then, yeah, we go in there, and I got just hooker pissed again. It was just,
Well, so that's the second floor. Well, then you can go up more.
there's more.
You can go up more stairs.
Wait,
yeah,
there's
you missed
more.
out. You missed out to the third floor.
I don't see the
You
third
go up
floor yet.
this another set of stairs
It goes closed on
around a
Thursday.
spiraling staircase.
No.
No. And then you're up there on the third
Balcony,
floor
the
is like a balcony. More bars up there,
Oh man.
and there's another little dance area, but it's mostly just watching all the madness
Yeah.
that's downstairs.
Yeah.
So you go up there and get you a drink because downstairs is so packed, and just kind of takes you a breather
Dang.
and take it all in that you're just so
then you
fucked
get
up.
back down.
And then you get back there. And dun 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 dun
Beat that
dun
beat
dun
up.
dun dun.
Come on, Dan. Beat that beat
Yeah.
up.
Okay, cowboy shit, and then we better wrap it up. What's your definition of cowboy shit?
What's my
10 ways.
definition?
And do you have a T-shirt yet?
Of course, I got a T-shirt.
Okay, just making sure.
I stole one last
So
time. I was
what's
here.
your definition? Yeah. let's hear it.
Cowboy shit. To be a cowboy, I think is to be the one that lives off the land, loves kind-hearted, kind of is the guy that is can work all day, all night, and that can do it for no money.
Mm.
It's a hard worker is what I look at a cowboy, because that's what he's doing is he's living, he's working cows, he's sometimes pulling dead cows out of the field as a cowboy, doing everything he can to support him and his family. I think it's a hard working man is a cowboy.
I like it. So
Hard-working
we're
man.
definitely, based on Brinson's definition, I don't think either of us really qualify.
I do some ranching.
You do, yeah, but it's not like every day.
No, I used to.
Yeah.
I'm soft now. I'm a city boy now.
Someday I'd like to be.
That's
doing
the end. That's my
cowboy
end
shit.
goal. Have my own place.
Yeah, right. Someday.
You got to be. You're always
Just
always
like-
working for it.
Some of it's not as feasible right now though to go and do that.
No,
Unless you want to give everything up and just go be
you
a ranch
can't-
hand, but like I gotta live my life.
You gotta like.
It's a choice.
It's so hard nowadays, especially in this area. You either gotta inherit it
Have
or win the lottery,
$500,000.
win the lottery.
Yeah, or work your ass off for 15 years or 20 years to
Or
save
just
it up. and
get in a quick little easy car crash, and then get suing somebody, and then you can just
Get
have
some
your
insurance money.
have anything you want that
sue
way.
McDonald's for too hot a coffee or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, something crazy
do
like
that.
that.
Okay, well, thanks, Brinson. This was,
That was awesome.
a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Always
Easy
love having
peasy.
you around.
Hopefully, we didn't make you late for your flight, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Just right, Calgary.
Good times. Okay, man. Thanks. This is episode number 41 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. And thank you again to Mr. Brinson James, the entertainer, for being our guest on the show this week.
We got another special guest at the table too.
We do. Why don't you introduce this guy over
Well,
here?
He's your little brother.
He is.
He's a J-man.
He's actually bigger than me, but he's my little brother.
I would think your big little brother.
Yeah,
And he
Yeah.
is a journeyman carpenter.
you bet.
He's a world traveler. Can we give you
Yeah.
that label? World
He's
traveler?
probably been to more countries than me, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And
That's just because he went to Europe. That one's cheating.
he can pick a banjo. I've seen that. Good
Yeah.
banjo picker.
Yeah.
And he makes some
He makes
fucking
knives?
badass furniture.
He made us a knife.
Makes
that
some badass
we cut-
cabinetry. It's a knife. It's made out of a freaking
we cut some
railway
bananas
tie.
in half with this knife.
Yeah, we did Fruit Ninja stuff.
Yeah. So
Bam.
yeah.
He made you a knife. This
Welcome
is
to
yours,
the
isn't it?
pod for the first time. Ted's brother, Jimmy.
Thank
JD.
you.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Jimmy's in the house. He's just meandering through from he
Passing
called me
through.
last night. I was asleep and I was kind of delusional, and then
Completely forgot about the conversation.
yeah, and then I woke up in the morning. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, bro, are you coming over here today?
Mhm.
Because I saw my phone that I missed, that I had a call from him. He's like, yeah, we talked last night. Oh, well, hey, well, yeah, fucking right
Sounds
on.
good, man.
See you when you get here.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Happy to be
back in
happy to be on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You miss Berta?
I missed it bad. But it's
For
so
those
dry
for
here.
those who don't know, JD's been carpentering in BC.
The land of the trees.
Or as
British
I like to say
Columbia.
on Tinder, yeah, I cut wood into smaller pieces of wood and then I nail it together. Really gets them going.
Well, and you have a girlfriend now, so
Yeah, I
it
do.
works.
And she's
Nice
real.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't creeped her yet. We haven't all of us haven't checked out who she is yet, I don't
It's
think.
true. Hasn't got on the group chat.
Yeah,
Which is
until it's
okay.
on the group chat. It's
So
not
okay,
real.
I have a question for you. Sorry to interrupt.
Excuse me.
Just thinking of
Excuse
it.
me.
So you've been you're an avid listener of the pod, and like you
I think
You've
you
been
just
around.
listened to them all in like a weekend.
It's true. I
Well,
was
yeah.
working
So
in-
if you listen
You
to all
thought
the,
we were
if you-
shit until you listened to them all, and you're like, it's actually okay.
well,
Bro, you
No,
you-
okay,
you-
wait. You guys are
messaged
you guys
me.
are don't hijack this.
You
from me.
messaged
Don't
messaged
hijack-
me, and you
don't-
were like, it's actually okay, bro. Listen to them all in like one weekend.
So yeah, so if you listen to all the episodes, you're an avid listener. I don't care whoever. That's the rules. So,
Okay, so you listened to them all. Like, did we get any better, or are we still as bad as we were on the first one?
man, you just hijacked my fucking questions. I'm
okay.
gonna-
Wacey, you're up. You have a question?
You
Hey.
didn't answer. You didn't say we got better. Are we still bad?
Ooh, that's not good.
No problem.
Anyway, so
Throwing shade.
so
from,
you've
from
obviously
BC.
listened to the Bachelor podcast cast, and you're friends with Dustin, as we all are. I just want to know your thoughts about him kind of ending up in the position he's ended up with and where he's at. Like, what from an outsider, how does that make you feel? Like, where are you at on that?
When I listened to the Bachelor episode, I was really looking forward to Wacey finding love and moving on with his life, getting everything, getting his feet back on the ground. But unfortunately, Dustin, aka Fast Eddie Edwards, he did what Dustin does. So now he's, I think, are they living together, or she just
Damn
living at his
near,
house
man.
cooking him food?
He's
Being sweet.
he's getting married. Like he's gonna be
They're-
the next
they're-
one to drop.
Like,
for
they're
sure.
in deep, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
For
no,
sure.
okay, no.
Well,
You're the
What?
next one to drop.
Doubt it.
no.
No,
no.
you're probably right.
All right. So, do you want to know how I know that this is who Ted is going to marry?
I'd like to know.
There's proof. There's a little wiener walking around this house. Because, like, Ted's not a dog guy at all. And we both know this. You know
I
this.
haven't been for since we had a dog at the house growing up. I
Yeah, but
couldn't
never
take
an
care of an
inside
animal.
dog.
Never an inside dog. We had cats at the house.
We
But,
had,
like, yeah.
one or two.
So, like, an inside
Yeah.
dog. Like, Ted's not an inside dog guy.
No.
So, and now there's a house a dog in the house.
No, there's a house and a dog.
House in the dog.
If you didn't notice, everybody's a little tired, but man, things are getting weird.
Yeah.
At 4620, there's a dog running around the house. There's house plants everywhere.
It's like a damn forest in here.
Yeah.
Well, just to clarify for the people, like, JD hasn't been to the house for, like,
well,
what,
you were
2
here for
months
The
now?
Bachelor, weren't you?
Yeah, I came
You were
after
here
the
for that.
Bachelor
So,
episode
so
was,
2 months.
was recorded.
So 2 months.
You came later that afternoon, right, for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl party?
Yeah, so it's been February, March, April, May. Damn, 5 months. Damn
4
near.
months?
4 months.
Oh, it's
been a while.
June now because it's
Yeah.
So March, April, May, June, 4 months. Yeah. So shit's changed, eh?
Absolutely. You guys redid the whole patio out back.
Yeah, that was good out there.
Hell yeah, it looks great.
We just hung out there this afternoon, had a cerveza. It was
Mhm.
delightful.
Yeah, on all
The weather is finally above freezing.
So, Katie,
It's
can we,
June.
Katie, stop trying to get away from this conversation.
I don't care.
I know you're trying.
I know that I'm going to marry her.
So,
It's,
well, just
we've
like
already
you can just
decided.
like just the proof around the house. Like, you can just see like
Oh, yeah.
like the backyard patio storm.
How about how nice the garden is? too?
garden
Yeah.
storm,
She's weeding the garden.
dog storm,
There's a
fixing
dog.
the
front
grass.
yard storm.
Yeah.
The
Her
house
clothes are in
inside
the
the house.
laundry.
So
She even
See
mowed the
that? House and
grass.
all.
You know she's a keeper.
did she mow the grass?
She mowed the lawn in the back.
She forgot to do the front.
I know.
Takes Ted hiking, bought him hiking pants and stuff. I
Ted
didn't
bought
know there was
hiking
such thing.
boots. Okay, and also another thing too is fucking Ted's going on a fucking 10-day hike,
No, it's 5.
whatever, 5-day hike to do the West Coast Trail
Yeah, overnight,
overnight
in a tent.
in a fucking tent
And he's got to like pack his own food and then like shit in the woods.
and wear a backpack.
See, Ted used to like tuck his
There ain't
Pants.
no fucking leather couch in the wilderness.
Ted used to tuck his pants into his cowboy boots and like tuck his shirt into his gloves when he went out the garden because he doesn't like dirt.
Yeah,
And now he's gonna go out and live in the woods with this girl.
yeah.
Yeah, that ain't
You're
him.
gonna hike.
You know, for those who can't see, this isn't a tent. I'm just dirty and I haven't showered yet. That's who I am and that's who Ted is. Okay.
No,
Two different people.
It's legit,
Hey, we got
man.
we got dirty the other day in GP. We got dusty.
Yeah, but
We worked
That's
hard. The
neither
sun was
here
up. We were working.
it's
The sun
neither
was
here nor
down.
there.
We were still working.
Just in case, just so everybody knows that
I've worked in
we
my
would've been-
life.
people in GP would have been fucked without me there. Just saying.
Oh, why?
I didn't see anybody else driving that Zoom boom around.
Oh, yeah, that was. Wacey did some good zoom booming. Actually, that was quite good.
All right. A little
Yeah.
picking and a grinning. Good job.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was well done. Well
Smooth
driven.
operator.
Smooth up. Yeah, very smooth.
But anyways,
Didn't even drop any speakers. It was good.
so yeah, that's how I know that Ted is gonna marry Storm.
Huh.
Okay.
He's
So
gonna,
back to the
back to
they're gonna
regular.
live,
Dustin.
they're gonna live like a bunch of hobos.
Dustin
On the West Coast
hijacked The
Trail.
Bachelor, took Allie,
Mm-hmm.
the first impression cactus.
Yeah.
Nice lady. I met her after. I thought she was
The
lovely.
cactus is right here. It still hasn't left the
The
house.
funniest part about the first impression cactus was how worried Ted was about them actually taking the cactus.
Oh, yeah. That was not going to happen.
No.
There's no cactus stealing going. No cactus
it
stealing.
was never gonna. It's just how passionate you were about it was pretty funny.
Yeah, give me that cactus back. Okay. I'll have it back. now.
It
Yeah.
was just sitting
was
on the
mostly
table.
just
Just wasn't within arm's reach of him.
It was mostly just like a symbol. Of
Yeah, that's what it always
first
was.
impression.
Wasn't
Yeah.
ever gonna. Nobody
You,
was ever.
you didn't
actually
get
gonna
it. You
take
didn't
the
get
cactus.
them. You just got one lonely ass rose. You didn't even like. No wonder you didn't fall in love. You just got like one rose.
Man, I
Like,
spent.
there was like,
honestly,
there was like 4 girls here. Like I did a lot of work to line up a lot of people for you, and you just bought one rose, and it was like
yeah, I literally
no
spent.
wonder
I
it
spent
didn't
my
work.
last $350 on the rose. I went to my overdraft paying for that rose. So, got me
you
some
could have
socks.
made something with your hands. Could
Yeah,
have made something.
I didn't like any of them that much. So,
Shots fired.
The truth
Okay.
comes out.
well, it's the.
The
I'm not gonna
truth
lie.
comes
I'm being
out.
honest.
You hear that, Cass? He didn't even like you.
Okay,
Maybe
wait,
Wacey-
whoa.
Maybe Wacey should have. Maybe
Whoa.
Wacey should have
Whoa.
just said next.
Next.
Oh.
Thank
yeah,
you.
because they did that to me, and it's not
Thank
like
you,
okay,
next.
I didn't. You can't just spin my words like that. I like them; they're nice girls. Cass is my friend.
Yeah, he thinks you're better as friends, Cass.
Oh yeah,
Oh dear.
We got to wrap this up. Oh, we were going to talk about entertainers. You had some good revelations, bro, about.
going back to our prior conversation.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. We better wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, the previous talk was about entertainers, if they're scripted, if they're just off the cuff, and I think for the crowd, it doesn't matter too much unless you're a diehard rodeo fan who goes to every performance of any local rodeo that's in your town. And if you go to more than one performance and the guy's telling the same stale jokes, yeah, it gets old. But if you're on the production crew, you have to hear those same jokes everywhere you go, every weekend for the entire summer, half the fall. And if you have an entertainer that's off the cuff and he interacts with the crowd and he's topical and he goes off on whatever's going on,
Mm-hmm.
it's always fresh, and it's fresh for everybody, not just the crowd, but for the crew working it too. In that mood, it permeates the entire performance, and it's an entirely different.
because everybody's having fun.
Everybody's having
Yeah,
fun.
everybody's
It's the
having a good
entire
time.
mood of the
Yeah.
place.
Totally different show. Well,
Yeah.
and part of what the difference with those two guys compared to other entertainers is that Brinson and Flint and Matt Merritt too.
Merritt, yeah.
They dance and they perform and they have that situational
Mhm.
interaction. They're kind of like a hype guy at different times.
Mhm.
Brinson's more so a hype guy. Even at the Calgary Stampede, we got to congratulate him. He's going to be there all 10 days. Brinson's a hype guy.
Doesn't even have a mic.
Does backflips and gets the crowd jacked up. Like he's part of the activation to get the crowd into it. That's why we can have a crowd in Halifax go nuts and do crazy sing-alongs and like clap along to things and get behind the guys and cheer their faces off. Like he's that hype guy where
Yeah.
that's might not be quite the case with some other guys, and that might be what separates them from that higher level.
Well, they don't like you say they're interacting with the crowd, getting people going. Whereas those other guys, they're just
filling time.
filling
mostly.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're interacting with the announcer the same way. They're not interacting with the crowd.
Yeah,
Aside from the few times in a performance when they like, oh, everybody clap along, or you guys ready
yeah,
for
it's
this
different.
kind of thing.
They
It's
can
not,
they can make or break the show too. Like
yeah.
if they have that stuff.
But guys like Matt and Brinson and Flint, they're constantly interacting with the crowd
And
or
they
the
can't-
announcers.
they
and-
can't bring a trailer load of stuff to
No.
do an act with either because there's
No.
no time or you can't fly with it either.
Yeah.
So
And like the only act Brinson does is his rope act,
yeah, and he packs it in a little suitcase
and then Flint has his few skits like the bull snake
and
one
the harmonica.
and the figure skater one.
But
But
it's all
those are
situational.
funny. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, we better wrap this show up. We're not trying to be negative about anything. We're having a discussion on it, so don't get mad at us, please. But thanks, my bro, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
If you need pieces of wood cut into smaller pieces of wood and nailed together, he can do it. If you he's looking for work in Alberta actually right now. If
Any
there's
carpenters
Yeah.
anybody needs
hiring him?
some cabinet makers,
We'll where his references.
we know a guy. We will vouch for him. He's a great guy. Huge bush. Great guy.
Huge bush.
How big is
Great
your bush
guy.
right now?
I don't know. It's getting bigger every day.
You gotta go. You gotta take care of that before you go home for the weekend.
Okay, this has been enough. This has been episode number 41 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey and special guests Brinson James, and my brother James Stovin. We'll see you next time. We'll be episode 42. I don't know when it is, but have an awesome time. It's going to be it's going to be Cowboy Christmas. Shit's getting real.
It is, isn't it?
All right, see you guys.